start the inspections. What I might do is probably far too late in the year, but I'll probably try and grab maybe some resources from this hive, which is quite healthy, and try again with hive 2. But I believe that we're now beginning of August. By the time they even raise the queen, it will be too late in the year and she won't be able to get out and successfully mated. But there is the off chance that it might be successful, so for the sake of just moving a frame of eggs and brood over to another hive, it's worth the gamble. Right, now it's top super. Obviously there's some frames here that have not been touched, so they're never going to, these are beginning to be drawn out, but nothing of any significance. The central ones have got weight to them, and they're contain nectar, and it's possible because if I shake it, nothing comes out. So, but they're not capped, so that could be that it's just right near the right moisture content. The other side is capped, so as you can see that wasp has just dived straight in. So, but anyway, that is probably suitable for harvesting. There's a distinct lack of bees up this top, so what we might do is manipulate some of these frames with ones that have been capped lower down, see if we can get them finished off, ready for harvesting in a week or so's time. Again, this would be perfectly fine for harvesting. That is, majority capped, so there's no problem with those. That wasp seems to have gone. Let's just have a look underneath. Just move that over there temporarily. Let's look at these outer frames. That's still very wet nectar, so not so bad on that side, but there's hardly anything. There's nothing there that will be probably harvestable this year. And again, that's all perfectly capped honey. So I may take these ones out and swap those with two central ones, just so that everything is all in one place. I've not got supers with partially capped honey and capped, so all the capped is in one place. So we can move those up here, because these are probably just get left for the bees for over winter. All fully capped. bee numbers have drastically reduced. So start the front, work back. Again, that's only partially capped, so we can that one is more advanced than that one, so you'll put that in there. So I put this over here and out the way. Out the way. I know to put them back in reverse order so that they go back in the same order which they're on the hive. And that's only partially done. See, that is all still very wet honey. That side's not. That side is, so that still needs a lot of work from the bees to get that into the right moisture content. What I will probably say it could be happening is because of this heat wave and there's not much in the way of forage, that possibly they've used some, and then that new nectar going in is backfill. Right, okay, let's put these back, then we can remove, actually, put these down here, and then these can go back in. So that if we lift all three in one go to go back on the hive, then they're in the correct order. And that's the one that hasn't got much to it. So what I might do is actually move that just to hive 2. Just to so that the bees can concentrate on the other 2 supers and get them finished off. Okay. Right, now we're into the brood box. So again, I can feel with the weight of these, that's all supplies, that's all honey. Get the brackets. Make sure they're securely on. You learn by your mistakes. One time I put them too far apart so that the frames were just barely on, and then of course where I'd put 2 or 3 frames on there, and then of course the whole lot collapsed onto the ground, which totally defeated the object. Again, that's still hardly touched, that's mainly foundation. It's at this time of year that they're beginning to dwindle the bee numbers down, gearing up for winter. So again, that's all just supplies. So they've got plenty of supplies in the brood box. But again, how to emphasize the calmness of these bees. These are Gelanta bees. So, which is right, there's a lot of empty cells, and I can't actually see any eggs in those, so I don't think she's been up here. I have a torch in my pocket to see if that makes any difference. Yeah, to me they look just like empty cells. Oh no, I can see some eggs. Yep, I can see eggs. I'll see if I can get a close-up on my phone to show what the eggs in the cells look like. And there's the queen. So she's up in this top box, and again, where this is older comb, and it's darker because each time it's used they coat it with propolis, so it gets darker and darker with age. I can see eggs in these cells. So again, so we will put the queen back. I know she's safe there. I can actually shake off the bees off that one, because that is the resources that I will use in hive 2. So again, quickly put these back together. And that one, and I'll quickly take stuff out of this hive. Quite warm today, so and I'm going to be as quick as I can. The bees should keep everything warm in there. so careful with these because I know absolutely nothing is happening. I can take that. Bees are hardly anything, they're probably covering 3 frames if that. So what I'm going to do, take a frame out that box. That's absolutely nothing in that, so that can go on there. This frame, which has got eggs, move place that in there, so hopefully put that out quickly. Right, what we can do is quickly build this back up because we've seen the queen and I know she's healthy. So in this hive, that's all we need to do. They're actually very heavy. Now, as I said last time, we want to disturb the bees as little as possible. So as soon as you've found everything out you want to know, which, let's face it, is for the beekeeper, not for the bees, then don't do any more. Now, possibly earlier in the year you would have carried on just to check for swarm cells or anything, but this is the beginning of August, so swarming period has basically dwindled, should we say, rather than stopped, because any swarm now, and the bees knows this, they're beginning to gear up for winter. So if they swarm now and would have to start again from scratch, they wouldn't survive. So even though it's still nice and summer for us, for the bees, their period is over and they're gearing up for the winter. And that is hive 1 inspected. Don't need to do anything with hive 2 because there's nothing in there to check. We've given them some resources just to give them a slim chance of possibly making a recovery. And that is it. And I've also decided not to go through the nuke because there was 1 queen cell in there, which is their chance for a recovery if possible. If I go through it and I damage that, that's it. So basically I'm just going to leave them alone. So that was an extremely quick video and check on the beehives. Again, emphasizing If you don't need to go into them, don't. Leave the bees alone. Disturb them as little as possible. Anyway. Right, what I've done there is we're now into the wasp season, where they will start to trying to get into the hives for the honey. So I've reduced the entrance so that the guard bees basically have as less of an area to defend. So